Oh, there were just so many others. So it seems that my quota of people I consider as friends has doubled over the course of a weekend. So many nice, pleasant, funny people. I also managed to have a chat with Graham, the Collector 75, who is exactly the man he appears on screen. He's laid back and polite and pleasant and enthusiastic about what he does, about his hobby, and I absolutely love that. It's a shame that you couldn't have stayed, by the way. It'd be great if yourself and others could have stayed over the course of the weekend. I mean, if Jay and Van Horso, and all those who had to make tracks early on. Ominous Voice, of course. Yes, I met Ominous. It wasn't as long a meeting as it could have been, sadly. I never anticipated that I'd be so busy, that I'd be doing so much. But yeah, it was a genuine pleasure meeting Ominous and his brother. Lovely people, really nice guys. Jaidi, I never know if I'm pronouncing that right. Is it Jaidi, GD, or whatever? Jaidi is another one of the people I spent a reasonable amount of time with. I had some fantastic chats with, especially in the bar on the last night. I mean, your knowledge of the Masters of the Universe mythos and the various different storylines that occur in the offshoots is just fantastic. It actually made me rather enthusiastic about the whole thing. I actually want I don't know whether you can get any DVDs of the new the 2000s cartoon. I'd like to see that all the way through, if there are any DVDs out there. I've also got to thank you specifically for this wonderful thing. I mean, I made the mistake of assuming when I saw it, and it was an assumption, that it would simply be outside of my price range, certainly outside of what I wanted to pay for a single Transformer. So I didn't bother asking like a twit. And then Jaidi went and asked on my behalf, and that's how I found out that this thing was actually being sold for £30. So thank you very much indeed for that. Oh, and if anyone's so jealous that they want someone to blame, you can blame Jaidi, not me. I just happened to be in the right place at the right time with the right person, that's all. There was also Andy, Cobra Commander. God, what a nice guy. Like so many I met, just so forthright in his enthusiasm for what he's doing. I love that. Absolutely love that. And Nicole, honestly, there are just too many people to go through. And Michael, G-Wolf. Oh, it was my sincerest pleasure meeting you. You did make me smile many a time. And then, of course, there was Ray. Ray was the alpha and omega of Auto Assembly 2009 for me. He was the first person I met, the person I definitely spent the most time with and became the most familiar with, and the last to see me leave. And I honestly cannot conceive of anyone more worthy of spending time with. He will occupy a very special place in my affections from this point on. Yes, I really don't know what to say. I feel that words, I really can't encapsulate in a YouTube video and in just words how good it actually was. And I definitely can't articulate how appreciative I feel of everyone who took the time to have a conversation with me, to talk with me, and to just generally spend time with me. I was so overwhelmed by that whole experience. What was incredibly flattering is the amount of people who bought Transquito on the basis of my review. There were about 4 or 5 people who came up to me and said, "I've just bought this because of the review you did." I was greatly pleased by that. Yes, just like everyone else, I had something of a haul from Auto Assembly. 2009. Funnily enough, I didn't pick up a single thing that I planned on getting when I went there. There were none of the things I planned on getting there, unfortunately. Apart from one, I managed to pick up this retooling, which represents the Decepticon Rat Bat. He came in the double pack with Springer, but the Springer toy really doesn't bother me that much, to be honest. I might give that away, actually. But this, I really wanted this Rat Bat. Gorgeous, gorgeous piece of work. I want it for the character more than anything else. I love Rat Bat, and this toy suits the character just beautifully. I haven't transformed it yet. It looks monstrously complicated, and I'm a bit frightened of it, to be honest. But I'll give it a go. I'm sure it can't be as frightening as Masterpiece Megatron. Now, this one of the biggest toys I got. It was the biggest, actually, the biggest toy I got from the whole convention. And, yeah, this was my bargain of the weekend. Gigastorm. This is a retool, just a slight retooling of G1 Tripticon, and I don't have this mold yet. I didn't have this mold before, so when I saw it, I just had to have it. Very, very, very pleased by that, indeed. Apparently, I paid a hell of a lot more for a great many smaller figures, I can tell you that. This guy, for example, Pretender Bugley, he cost me 50 quid. Yeah. But I like this guy, and you know, as crap as they are, I've got a bit of an affection for Pretenders. I do have a bit of a sneaking soft spot for these guys, especially this one. I think this guy's Pretender shell is great. It's one of the most detailed Pretender shells and one of the most distinct, and it also has all of these sundry details like these antennae on it and wings on the back. Yeah, this is definitely one of the more successful Pretenders and well worth it. I really like him.